BMW has revealed the new 8 Series Coupe concept, Subaru is trying to hide a hot BRZ from us, and some new details have leaked on the upcoming Tesla Model 3. This is the AutoGuide.com Weekly News Roundup. The all-new BMW 8 Series Coupe is set to launch in 2018, but today we can show you the new 8 Series concept, and damn, it looks good. The car seen here has classic coupe proportions with that long raked windshield and that big hood stretching out in front of the driver. This 8 Series concept is low slung and elegant, and the car you see here is finished in Barcelona gray liquid. Large 21-inch alloy wheels fill up the wells, while I think my favorite design cue are those really cool stretched out taillights. The new 8 Series is expected to replace the 6 Series in BMW's lineup, and the brand says that the new big coupe will be the pinnacle of its performance, so no doubt that this new 8 Series will be one hell of a machine. So we've known for about a year that a hotter version of the Subaru BRZ would be coming to the US, and it looks like spy photographers have caught it testing. This car was spied on the streets of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and Subaru certainly hasn't done much to conceal its identity. We can see that the front air intakes are covered up, which suggests a slightly different front bumper design, but what is most telling is that in the back you can clearly see STI badges, and someone at Subaru did a pretty poor job of putting some black tape on there trying to hide them. On top of that, there's a big set of Brembo brakes hiding in those wheels. There's a good chance that the hot BRZ that comes to the US will be related to the BRZ TS, which is sold in Japan. If it is just like the TS, expect to see changes to the suspension, brakes, wheels, and tires, but sadly that 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine will not change, and it will not get a turbocharger. Now that massive spoiler seen in these spy photos isn't included on the TS, so that might be a US only option. The last question remains, what are they going to call the car? It could just be the BRZ STI, but without a turbocharger that feels maybe a little disingenuous. Now so far Subaru PR has told us that the car will be a BRZ tuned by STI, so maybe they'll call it that, the BRZ tuned by STI? Or it could just be the BRZ TS. We'll have to wait and see, but no doubt this car does look like a ton of fun. We have some new info to share with you this week on the upcoming Tesla Model 3. The info was first dug up from a forum, but then a Tesla spokesperson confirmed that the info is accurate. The leaked information says that the Model 3 will go 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds, although it's unclear which powertrain setup that is. When it comes to range, the entry-level Model 3 will have at least 215 miles, and as we already knew, going to a Tesla supercharger will cost Model 3 owners money. When it comes to trunk space, the Model 3 doesn't sound all that great, offering just 14 cubic feet, about half of what is offered in the Model S. It's also been confirmed that the Model 3 will only have one large screen in the center dash. There will be no gauges for this car and nothing on the dash directly in front of the driver. In that vein, the Model 3 also looks to be light on different configurations with just about 100 combinations. Now that's compared to the Model S, which can be sold with over 1,500 combinations of different options. And finally, Tesla has confirmed that those placing orders today won't be getting their Model 3 until midway through 2018. And if you look at Tesla's track record, they haven't always hit their timing targets, so it could be even later than that. The final piece of the Dodge Demon puzzle has been put into place. If you're looking to buy a Demon, you have to set aside at least $86,000 to get one. What's interesting about the Demon is that for those looking for top performance, you actually only need to spend a few bucks. But those looking to get a comfortable Demon will be spending a lot more. Now what I mean by that is that there are actually a few options on this Demon that cost just $1. Now those include getting that front seat reinstalled, getting a back seat put into the car, and going for the Demon crate. Now the crate is exceptionally good value because it's worth about $6,100, but if you're getting a Demon, you can get it for just $1. That $1 crate includes things like a performance powertrain control module that allows the car to run 100 octane race fuel, a conical performance air filter, front runner drag wheels, a hydraulic floor jack, and more. So getting the fastest Demon possible costs you just an extra $1. However, if you're looking for comfort, get ready to pay up. If you want things like leather seats with Alcantara suede covering, get ready to pay about $1,500. While if you're looking for a better stereo, you can upgrade for another $995 to an 18-speaker Harman Kardon system. If you're crazy about looks, you can get a black satin hood for just under $2,000, while if you want an entire black satin graphics package, get ready to pay almost $3,500. And finally, maybe the craziest option on the Demon is a sunroof. And I say it's crazy because it is a $4,995 option. But don't forget, there are plenty of accolades that the brand believes makes the Demon worth that price. Now, first of all, this is the fastest production car to run from 0 to 60 at just 2.3 seconds, while it's also the first ever production car able to produce a wheelie as certified by Guinness World Records. Finally, once fully converted into drag mode, the Demon can run a 9.65 second quarter mile at 140 miles per hour. Now for its initial run, production of the Demon is limited to just 3,300 units, 3,000 for the US and just 300 for Canada, so it's safe to say that this is going to be one rare beast. There's some new diesel news this week as well, as 2 American automakers have been accused of cheating on diesel emissions tests. The first automaker is FCA, and this has actually escalated this week with the US Department of Justice filing a civil lawsuit against the company, claiming that over 100,000 of its diesel vehicles are out there on the roads putting out more than the allowed limit of pollutants. The vehicles in question are the 2014 to 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee and Ram 1500 fit with that 3-liter diesel engine. Now back in January, the EPA came out and claimed that at least 8 pieces of emissions control software were not disclosed to them when the engine was first approved. Since then, FCA has been working with the EPA and with the California Air Resources Board to clarify the issue, because since the beginning, FCA has claimed that there is no deliberate scheme to install defeat devices to cheat on US emissions tests. Now the story gets even more interesting because last week FCA approached the EPA and said, hey, you should recertify our diesels now, we have made changes to the emissions software. However, this week the DOJ still came out and filed that civil lawsuit, so it seems that whatever the FCA has been telling regulators has not been enough to sate them, and now the US government is going after the company. The other company being accused of cheating on its diesel emissions tests is General Motors with its heavy-duty pickup trucks. In this case, 705,000 owners of Silverado and Sierra heavy-duty trucks sold between 2011 and 2016 have filed a class action lawsuit against the Detroit automaker, claiming that GM uses defeat devices to get around emissions laws. Now GM responded immediately, saying that the claims are baseless and that the company will vigorously defend itself because it does not believe there is a problem. Now, unlike that FCA story, which has been developing for a few months, these accusations against GM's heavy-duty diesels just came out this week, so we'll have to wait and see how this story goes down. And finally this week we leave you with a ridiculous crash test video out of Germany. A German organization called ADAC, basically the equivalent to what AAA is in the US, took a Porsche 911 GT3 Lego version and they crashed it into a wall at 28 miles per hour, and luckily there was high-speed cameras there so they can slow down the footage and it looks glorious. Enjoy.